So this is what everybody really looks like when they take their mask off after guns, beer, and therapy.
Oh my goodness.
Try to take a shower here, guys. Come on, get out of here. Close your eyes.
Howdy, Hillbilly Nation. This is American Hillbilly. Man, good to see you guys out there. Oh my goodness. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Wonderful day. Oh man, we got a great show for you guys. We got a great bunch of people back in the green room, and we have a special guest. Man. And as always, we're going to be doing a giveaway. So let me start this banner. And like to get entered in that giveaway, put in the side chat hashtag HBN103. And you'll get entered and a chance to win a skinny blue knife tonight. Oh my goodness. And I tell you what, we got so many people back here in the green room and just having a blast. But I'm going to bring them out one by one here. And first up, I'm bring out Moondog Go. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, how are you? I'm glad to be here.
Man, I am doing good, buddy. How about yourself?
Oh, it's been a very busy day. I'm happy to be here, but it has been an exhausting day.
Well, I'll be glad to have you here, buddy. I mean, really appreciate you being here tonight. Always good to see you.
Same here.
And up next, we have Hasbro. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Hey, good. Good to be with you guys tonight. Going to be a fun night tonight. We got some really fun topics. Good guests, and
thanks to you.
Look forward.
Yeah. Yes, and Hasbro is responsible for our wonderful guest tonight. So,
oops.
Yes, and anyway, Hasbro, you do have a challenge going on right now, and there's still time to get entered in that.
Yeah, that's right. We got the Hasbro Hammer Time Challenge, and that's one of the reasons I wanted our guest on tonight, because he's partnering with my channel to bring the main prize to the winner, and it's awesome. We'll talk about that a little bit later probably, but yeah, we're having a lot of fun. That contest ends the end of this month.
All right. Well, if you've not done the challenge yet, get out there and do it. I had a great time, and yeah, it's fun time, and you can win a prize.
And challenging.
Awesome.
The problem is this challenge is addictive, and it's my challenge. I bet you today I shot $150 and 22 ammo at this stupid challenge.
Oh man. Well, appreciate you being on here this evening, buddy. And thanks. Up next we have Garage Guy 879. How you doing this evening, Garage Guy?
Oh, I'm doing really well. Just having a really excellent weekend. It's good to see all you guys here. I always enjoy your company and talking to you. I'm really looking forward to hear from our guest tonight. He makes some good products. Always good to see those familiar names over there in the side chat. It's Saturday night, Mike. Let's have some fun.
Oh, man, you betcha. Yeah. Yeah, we always have such an awesome side chat. I think the best side chat. Such good people out there. Always glad to have each and every one of them. And up next, we have JH586. Jamie, how you doing this evening?
Thanks for having me. I'm a little sad. My dogs got absolutely manhandled today.
Oh.
And down in Oxford, Mississippi at the Grove, but we kind of had it coming because last year they played us in Athens, and we hung 52 on them. So we kind of had that one coming. But yeah, it's a lot of interesting stuff happened in the world of college football today, and it was a rough day for me running around and getting ready for deer season. I got some days off next year, but next week, but it needs to really cool off. it was 82 degrees here today, and
Dang.
we got we're having lows up in the low to mid 60s, and then getting up way up into the 70s during the day. And I was uh, chatting with Michael Dunn in the side chat. He wanted to know who got a deer today. He didn't even go. He's because they had rain where he lives, and it's just too hot to go right now here. But we're looking at some nights getting down in the 40s next week with highs in the 60s. So that'll be more better.
You betcha. Yeah, we've had a lot of rain, and I do believe in certain counties or cities it could be illegal to manhandle a dog anyhow. So anyway, yeah, sorry to hear that, buddy. But yeah, we've had a lot of rain, man. We went from basically no rain at all for a long time to several days of rain. So my goodness. Well, it's good to have you here tonight, Jamie.
Well, thank
Appreciate
you
you
for
being on as always. And
thank you.
up next, we got everybody's favorite gizzard, Mr. Gizzard Gary. How you doing this evening, buddy?
Well, I'm doing all right. Thanks for having me.
Good having you, buddy. Oh my goodness! I assume you're getting about the same amount of rain as I am.
I don't think it's rained today, but yeah, we've gotten quite a bit this week. So
My goodness, yeah, yeah. We got tree frogs on trees. It's actually not tree frogs, so they're getting wet. So thanks for being here tonight, Gary. Appreciate you being here, buddy. And up next we have Mr. Justin Graham. How you doing tonight, Justin?
Pretty good, Hillbilly. Thanks for having me on tonight.
Good to have you, bud. Appreciate you coming in as always. And up next we have Pat in the bunker in an undisclosed location. How you doing this evening, Pat?
Who told you? Who sent you? Oh, no, sorry. Wrong channel. No, I'm doing pretty good tonight. Thanks for having me on tonight, Hillbilly. Just enjoying about the same weather that you are. Been nice and rainy the last couple of days. It's been so dry that it's just drier than a popcorn fart out there before this. So, yeah, glad to see it. Just thank the Lord that it finally rained. So it was just prairie fire after prairie fire after prairie fire about every single day. So somebody's farmstead burning down or something. It was nasty. It was nasty for like 2 straight weeks. So anyway, but no, glad to be on. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, let's get this going.
All right. Well, thanks for being here, buddy. And I want to welcome our guest tonight. And I'm very excited to have him on. I think everybody's going to really enjoy this show and the products this guy makes, and especially for the prices of them. I mean, it's just unbelievable. American company, veteran owned, and I want to welcome Mark from Shooting Target 7. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you tonight, buddy. My goodness. Glad to have you on. If Ahmad out there, we got 1 or 2 out there. Anyway, we would like to put up the link to Shooting Target 7.com there. Go over and check it out while you're listening here. And Mark's going to share a lot of stuff with us about his website and what he does and the type of quality and everything that they have with their business. And first to start out, Mark, why don't you tell us like how long you've been in business?
Well, I started selling targets. The first batch I made was for my own personal use. I've always been I was a machine builder and then worked with hardened steels and stuff like that quite a bit, and made a batch of targets up for myself, and had a friend who was with the GRPD, and he really liked them a lot. And friends started asking about them, and I said, hey, maybe I'll start selling these things. And one thing led to another, and I'm still doing it. So, you know, I enjoy it. The real thing I really like is the people. I get to work with patriots, and I find that people who are pro-gun are pro-freedom, and that's what I'm all about. And I've talked to thousands of customers. I still answer all the phone call. Every phone call, I answer it myself. Anyone's got a problem with emails, I do all that myself. I've been doing that since 2012. It's a lot of work, but it puts me in a position where I know my customers intimately. I know if there's a problem with any of my products, I know I can address it. It's just the way I prefer to do business. And I got a lot of customers out there that I would really consider friends. You know, they check up on me. They tell me they pray for me if they know I'm going through some issues in my life. You know, my mother passed away, and they saved her recently, and the reach out I got from that just, you know, I brought a tear to my eye that good people are gun people, in my opinion. And
that is great to hear, buddy.
Yeah,
my
sure.
goodness.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Doing that, it gives you first perspective, you know, connection between your customers and your business. And so that's awesome that we still have that in companies today. You know, that's a really great thing to have.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm all about, you know, because I'm a guy too, you know, and I know these days you can't get anybody on the phone. You know, you got a problem, you got to listen to get the run around. You can't hardly get a real person, and I'm not going to do that. You know, I'm going to do things the way they ought to be done. I hope a lot of people do appreciate it, and I think things are better that way.
Awesome. Well, would you like to pull up your site there and share it with us, and that way you can talk a little bit about some of the stuff that you have on there?
Sure. Let me figure this out here.
Not a problem at all. And while you're getting that ready, let's go ahead and I had a couple topics here while you're getting that pulled up. Let's go through the panel with this while Mark's getting that stuff pulled up and getting ready. Yeah. And this is also for a side chat. Do you like shooting still targets? And what kind do you like to shoot? You know, the stationary, the moving ones, the knockdown ones, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, just kind of your input on still targets. And Moondog, you know, not everybody has the opportunity to shoot them. Not, you know, every gun range has that. So Moondog, we'll start with you.
Yeah, not all of us are blessed with enough room or a town or ordinance that allows us to shoot in our backyards. But I do enjoy falling plates or just any kind of reactive steel plate target. And I enjoy, you know, hearing that ping on steel, but I do like seeing things move or fall down. And I try to compete at our falling plates rifle and or a pistol match when I can at my home range. I was actually there today. Surprisingly, it was a free pistol match, so no steel today. But usually on the weekends we'll have at least a couple of the members out there because it was my RSO day, so I was there working. But usually they'd be. I was surprised there was nobody there this afternoon, so it was just me and the other RSO just sitting around all afternoon. But usually there'll be somebody out there practicing with the steel plates, so we do and enjoy shooting those.
Yeah, I had a friend one time tell me, he said, I like doing that pew ting. Ting. He goes, yeah, you shoot pew ting. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand that. So awesome. So how about you, Hasbro?
Yeah, I'm a proud owner of Shooting Target 7's products. I've got I would say abused, but I haven't abused it. But I've shot the fire out of the KYL, that one like we're going to give away, although he's got a new and improved one we're going to give away. But it is just crazy fun. I mean, you shoot that thing at 50 yards, and by the time you hit that 1/4-inch one, you know you've done something, and then move it to 100 yards, and you really know you've done something. Oh, it's a lot of fun. And I just last 2 weeks ago, I bought one. He had a mega KYL rack thing on it. Just crazy sales. So I had to get it. And I haven't shot that one yet, but I will. And then I've got a bunch of hanging targets too. So, yeah, I love it. You know, it's not just paper for me, right? It's ringing some steel.
Yeah, I can share the screen whenever I'm ready.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go on through here, and we'll get that brought up. And we also want to let everybody know that Mark is gracious enough to give us a discount for the Hillbilly Nation. So we'll be bringing up that discount code here pretty soon. So Gary, we'll jump over to you. How about you, buddy? You get to shoot. I know you got to shoot some still before.
Yeah, not around here so much, but when I go to the range days like at SHOT Show and NRAM and polls and stuff like that, I get to sometimes. And at Thunder on the Prairie, I definitely do. One of my favorite places because they've not only got stationary steel, but they have like the Texas Stars and stuff like that. Which first time I tried that, I totally muffed it up. But the second time, once I kind of started to get the hang of it, it's kind of fun. But there's kind of a trick to getting yourself settled, you know, and it's just more of a challenge. And yeah, you do like to hear that feedback and immediately get feedback on your accuracy and stuff. So yeah, I love shooting steel whenever I get a chance.
Awesome. So how about you, Jamie? You shooting them still deer in the woods or anything?
Well, never mind. I'm not going to say that.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate that, brother.
Amen. I love shooting steel when I can. I don't. There's not really a place around here that does it, but we go up to dead zero a lot. And when we're shooting at distance, they have these, the electronic target systems where you see your groups and all that kind of stuff, and that's big time fun. But down in the pistol bays, they have all kind of steel targets, and I think one of the things that's really fun, and Mark, if you hadn't made any of these, you really need to look into it, and that's dueling trees.
Mm-hmm.
You got two guys, and you got those targets there, and
Yep.
that is so much fun, guys.
It is. I actually did sell a very unique dueling tree years ago, and it was I should bring it back.
Yeah, you should.
It was actually people really liked it quite a bit. It had cams and everything. So a common problem with dueling trees is, if you ever notice, sometimes some of the cheaper ones, you hit one paddle and it'll swing the whole tree, and other paddles move and so on. Like when it slams shut, it'll cause action. Mine had cams and spring-loaded bronze to lock them in, so that wouldn't happen. It's kind of hard to explain, but people really liked them a lot. And I had a T1. My post, instead of being common A36, which would get damaged with steel, which a lot of the cheapo stuff uses, mine was T1, which bullets wouldn't hurt. It's quite hard, so that was more durable. But it was long, and they changed the rules on shipping, and they started penalizing everybody for shipping long items. So I had to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, everything changed, right? So I had to do a redesign, and to be honest with you, it's been about 6 years, and I just haven't found the time.
We forgive you.
Yeah,
keep that on the list there. Keep that on the front
it's a
burner.
pretty big list, but I get a lot of people to ask for that. But yeah, I did used to carry one. I agree, they are a lot of fun. I think anytime you can bring a challenge into a shooting scenario, it's fun.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And I want to thank Michael Dunn out there for getting 5 memberships. Thank you, brother. Really appreciate that. And for anybody that's a new channel member, we do have a live chat for the VIPs only on Tuesday nights, and I do release a video just for the VIPs once a week. So anyway, appreciate Michael Dunn doing that, and then any new members that got that. So Appreciate it. So, Garage Guy, how about you, buddy? You've been shooting any
Well,
steel?
I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people will agree with me. Once you go to steel, it's hard to go to anything else. And anyway, yeah, gotta love some steel targets right there. I was wanting to ask Mark, is any of your products on eBay?
Yes, they are on eBay, Amazon, Walmart. I prefer to sell direct because they all take a cut.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, when I put stuff on Amazon, I sit down here in my basement bunker designing things on my computer and getting things just perfect and figuring stuff out. I'll spend months sometimes just plotting my products. You throw it on Amazon and it's like, here you go. Copy me.
Yeah.
Undercut me.
Yep.
So I keep my best stuff on my own site. I don't want to put it out there because Amazon is a cesspool of soulless copycats.
I'll bet. A lot of paste.
Yeah, I may have you. Yeah. I might have bought some of your products on eBay. That's where I've got my steel targets from.
Okay.
And do you also make like the hangers and other accessories?
Oh yeah. He's a full store. He's got everything.
I'm not a huge fan of that style of mount that you just held up, and I'll tell you why. Because you got that shaft with a spring there, and everybody thinks, okay, that's cool. Like it's going to move, right? But if you hit on the bottom, which happens a lot, it just binds. And that puts stresses up here that will eventually crack that target and could fail. It's not going to happen all the time, but it will happen sometimes. And when you're like me and you have a lifetime warranty, when you do stuff like that, you pay for it because you're replacing it.
Right.
So I do have a lifetime warranty on all my stuff when used as directed. But that changes the game because you got to make stuff that performs. Because if you don't,
I was going to say that edges around the circle is where Hillbilly's going to hit with his 9mm and his 300 blackout. Except the problem is he's been out shooting me lately.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people don't realize. I went to friends' places on their property, and they would have the targets on a metal T-post, which is fine, but they would have the targets straight, and I'm like, no, you got to have them kind of facing downward a little bit.
Yep. I try to angle everything. That's one of the things that I really shoot for. I want to make stuff safe for people, because it's better for the industry. It's better for people, and I don't want to hurt anybody. So all my stuff, I strive for angles. Yeah. The only thing I don't is steel challenge, but I'm mandated by the SCSA I can't make them angled. They have to be straight. For the Steel Challenge Shooting Association, they've all got to be standard.
But they're shooting frangibles or something else, right?
No, they shoot standard. They shoot handguns. A lot of guys do. They don't need to shoot they don't all shoot frange.
Oh, okay.
And they get as close as 7 yards, by the way.
Wow, that's
wow. Yeah. And you know what? They're still doing it, and they've been doing it since the 80s. So.
Wow.
Yeah, at least the ones I've shot in, it's 22 long rifle or pistol caliber carbines, right? We're not shooting too high, but still.
Mm-hmm.
Are they
shooting a lot of energy?
Are they just doing straight lead or anything special with the rounds?
To be honest with you, I'm not a steel challenge expert, but I have a lot of steel challenge shooters that I talk to, and they shoot all sorts of pistols as far as I'm aware of.
Yeah, they won't let you shoot solids, but I think you can pretty much shoot everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All righty. So, Justin, how about you, buddy?
Oh, Justin, you're muted.
You're hillbilly.
Hillbilly. Well, actually, I shoot a lot of paper, but and I haven't been out lately. But about a month ago, a guy gave me a pair of spinner targets. One's for like pistol caliber and like 22. It's a little bit smaller. And then he gave me a heavy duty, like 1/2-inch plate, dual spinners. Got a smaller one on the top and a big one down at the bottom. But I really want to get an IPSC target though. That's kind of my next. thing I want to get for shooting some guns instead of just doing paper, having something more reactive and maybe a little bit more fun and more of a full size, do some training like on a more full size target. So that's kind of my next step, because after a while paper kind of gets boring.
Yeah, and also all the patching.
Yeah.
I have a dipstick style target with also a center mass bullseye, which is that's kind of a popular one because you can hit the center. I can show you guys later, but that's a big hit with pistol shooters.
Yeah, that's basically my next step of what I want to do.
Yep. They like that because they can do simulated attacker drills, double taps, stuff like that, defense drills and so on.
Alrighty, and Pat, how about you, buddy? And then we'll get on over to Mark.
Yeah, definitely. Primarily what at my shooting range, just outside of the bunker here. I do have a couple paper stands, but primarily when I'm training with handgun or 5.56, just depending, or running a mix of the two, depending on stages and stuff like that. It's a lot of steel, and we'll have them painted up, maybe a couple different colors and stuff like that. And it's like you got to go orange, blue, green, or green, blue, orange, depending on which stage you're at, depending on which barricade and stuff like that. So, yeah, steel's about primarily what I shoot at, just because, when the follow guy is in behind to make sure he's doing the safety checks, make sure the guy goes back on the safe, running to the next stage, running to the next barricade and stuff like that. We self-check each other, but it's just that quick hit, and just move. You don't have to worry about looking at it, paper. You can focus on the guy in front of you, make sure he's going to safe, make sure he's switching that mag out, making sure he's doing all the proper changes and stuff before he gets out behind conceal and cover and stuff like that. Just depending on how we're running stages. Yeah, steel all the way for what I do. And like I said at the beginning of before the show, definitely gonna have to go to your website because I got a couple that wore the slap out.
Awesome. Yeah, and that's good. Thanks a lot, Pat. And guys, Mark's been generous enough to give you guys a discount code, HillbillyUp 15. And so make sure you help yourselves out and use that. Take advantage of that. Very generous to do that, because when you go there and look at some of those prices, you wonder like, oh man, how can you even do that? And we did had a few questions on shipping and Moondog. I think you answered that. Ship for under 99 or more, free shipping.
I can chime in if you like.
Yeah.
Right now, any order over $49, we're giving away 2 free mini gongs and free shipping on any order over $99 as well. We're running a Veterans Day sale right now where everything's $11 or 11% off, but Hillbilly's discount will trump that and override that for the full 15. Now, 15% may not sound like a lot, but trust me, guys, my prices are low to begin with. I don't play games, and officially, a lot of guys, and especially during Black Friday, they'll blow their prices up, and then they'll come out with these huge discounts. But in the end, I'm still priced lower. You know what I mean? I don't like to play games with people, so
yes.
And also another thing they'll do is they'll hit you with a super low price, and then they'll blow you up for shipping at the end.
Right.
They pad the shipping. I don't do that either. So always consider the full price out the door.
Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
What can you do about taxes?
I only charge taxes here in Michigan. I tell you what, I don't want to give these bloodsuckers another dime. They don't do anything good with it anyway.
Well, before we give everything over to Mark for him to show his website and everything, Jamie, would you like to call up the side chat? We always like to recognize the side chat out there. They're awesome. A show would definitely not be what it is if it wasn't for them. And I got a hashtag already put in here. And so type in hashtag shooting target 7 and Jamie will shout your name out, guys and girls. So I can assume your up arrow's still not working.
I have a mouth.
Well, maybe after January 5th it'll start working again.
I doubt it.
Tough crowd in here, Jamie.
I think inauguration day is the 20th, but we'll Google that later. Of course, Hillbilly Up's the host of the show, and of course he's going to be here, and naturally he gets in there first, and we got Hasbro on the panel, and in the side chat 270 Winchester rules. Garage Guy 879 is also in the panel and the side chat. So is Gizzard Gary. So is Moondog 2A. There's Michael Dunn, Alaska 1. Andy Patton, the bunker, is in the panel as well. Duffer 426, Mr. Bob, Ozzy Osborne, Justin Grimm's on the panel. Tim S. Agorizer. I hope I said that right. Edward Petty, Tactical Fudd, Artac and Daughters. Dwayne 7834, Agorizer again, Fuku YT, what's up? Boom, Dale, Pogue, Jacob S, Gizzard Gary, Make America Great Again, 47, Ron 2A Matters, Artac and Daughters, Bama Dad's out there, and he's in heaven right now. Or close to it. And Bubba Triclops Ballistics. Bubba.
Hey, Bubba.
Where is hashtag shooting target 7? Good to see Bubba out there.
Yeah, he should be on the panel instead of out in that side chat. Missing him.
Yeah, Michael, I need that too. Michael Dunn wants to know, Mark, Can you explain what the 1, 2, 3 mini target?
Sure, I can answer that. It's a general answer for pretty much all of our targets. You can use any firearm, but what you want to do is make sure that you select the correct thickness for your ammo. And we have a page for that, a target selection page, which has a calculator for that. The 1, 2, 3 gallery, of course, is quite small. So if you're a pistol shooter, it could be a challenge. But all of that information. So the answer is you can shoot it with anything. Just make sure you get the adequate thickness for whatever round you're using. And that's pretty much universal across. We pretty much everything we sell in 3/16 AR 400, which is good for rimfire, even 9mm really. 1/4 inch, all handguns except for the hand cannons, the Casuls, the 44 mags, 500 Smith & Wessons. 3/8 is good for 5.56, 308, 30-06. And then when you start getting into the bigger stuff like 338 and so on, 468, then you want to move to the half. But then again, if you're very far away, you can start dropping down in your thickness. And the thickness calculator that we have on our target selection page accounts for all of that. If you know the speed of the bullet at the steel, we don't care how fast it is when it's leaving the weapon and how much it weighs, it'll tell you what you need. Awesome. So a common mistake people make is they overbuy. They want to shoot 600, 800 yards, and they think they need 1/2 inch, but they really don't because the velocities drop so significantly that the energy is low enough to buy thinner, cheaper steel. So you can have more steel. It's thinner. It's going to sound better. It's a better thing. Don't overbuy if you don't have to.
Awesome. You want to go ahead and share your screen with us, buddy?
Sure. What do you guys want to see?
Anything you want to share with us, and we just had new text I can jump in.
I guess first I can show the free gift.
Hey, Mark. Yeah, Mark, one thing too, since you were talking about not overbuying, make sure you show that calculator. Yeah, that's really helpful.
I'll do that immediately. So here's the home page. You get here. This is right here. What target thickness? You just click that, and I got this cool video, slow motion of a bullet, by the way. And I want to talk about that for a minute too. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So pretty much any bullet moving faster than 2,000 feet per second, this is what it does. it's gone. There's nothing of any significance to come back to the shooter. Now that's why it's important to use ammo that does not have a steel core, because the lead here and even copper jackets, it pretty much compresses into nothing. Okay. But steel core ammo does not do that. It's going to go somewhere and we don't want to risk it, right? Now I'll show you how to use the thickness calculator right here. So everybody shoots 55 grain with a 5.56 for the most part, 16-inch barrel, but that's regardless. Let's just say your bullet's going 2,000 feet per second when it gets there. Well, wait a minute. 28. That would be about 100. 2840 would be somewhere around 115 yards, probably, plus or minus. And just hit calculate energy, and it'll tell you right here. So your energy is approximately 985 foot-pounds. And this little blurb here will tell you you're slow enough to avoid hitting the targets because you're under the 2850, which is the max. And you need 5/16 inch or thicker target. And it'll do that for any bullet. It makes it very easy. And if you don't want to use a calculator, I've got a general use table down here as well. But it makes it pretty simple. Is that easy enough to follow, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is for me. I've got all that data in a chronograph, so it's really useful.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And if you guys don't have your ballistic data, you can either use your muzzle velocity for the worst case scenario, or a lot of times, you can find ballistics data on the internet as well. So now I'm going to go actually get into the free gift here. Let's see. This is easily, I think, one of our most popular targets. And I've made an upgrade to this recently. And it's a lot of fun to shoot this thing. I've sold thousands of these things. And I continually improve them based on customer feedback. And it's been about probably a decade I've been selling this. And it's just about perfect at this point.
Hey, that's an amazing shooter right there. I'm telling you.
I've got some guys you wouldn't believe how good they are. Josh over at Pursuit of Accuracy, and I'll give him a shout out. He's a good patriot and a hell of a shot and a good guy. Look him up, and I hear a lot of my customers watch him, and he'd be a good one for you guys to have on too if you can get him. I've recently upgraded these two to 5/16 AR 600 paddles, and I did not raise the price when I did that, guys. Right now, you can get this for 124. Your guys on this podcast, you can get it for even less. That's a ridiculous deal. That ships free, and you get 2 free mini gongs with that. Okay, I'm not making a lot of money on this target. I'm hoping to make it up on volume, and I want to get. It's always nice to get new customers in the door because I have a very high retention rate because people love what they get. Okay. I've recently started making this as well with the 1/2-inch paddles for center fire. As far as I know, I'm the only one out there doing it. And I can point to a handful of people selling 1/4-inch paddle targets for more than this. Okay, and you're getting half here, so it's a really good deal.
Mark, could I ask you a quick question here? We got one of our great friends out there, bench rest marksman, and he's asking, do you do international shipping? We do, but it's insanely expensive. I just shipped a KY out to Australia, by the way. I've shipped them to New Zealand, France, all over the place. I'll do it, but it is costly.
I tell you, it's ridiculous. I was able to get shipping for like $95 to Australia. And that's only because I spent a lot of time for this guy finding the best way to get it there. But if I wanted to do it, if I didn't spend the time to do that, it would have been $140 just to ship.
Well, that's where Bench Rest Marksman is. He's in Australia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I just sent one to Australia. I got it there for I think it was $94 ish. I'd have to check, but that's what it costs. Another problem is, people, they get upset with me when it takes forever to get there, and I'm kind of like,
not much you can't push that. You can't push that ship any faster.
I can't make it faster, guys. But yeah, I wish it didn't cost so much. It's kind of ridiculous, to be honest with you. And in Canada is even worse. But Yeah, I don't know what you guys want to see. There's a lot. I've got a lot of different stuff here.
Show the mega gong, the three station one. That's the one I have to set up and shoot yet, but I have one.
The ultra mega gongs or the ultra mega galleries, or
I had the one that's the mega. I don't know if it's a gallery gong, has 3, like a KOL, but 3. That one there on the left.
Oh, probably right here, right?
Well, I got just the 3 station one right there.
Yeah, the little guy. Okay, sure.
Yep.
Well, let me show you.
Can't wait to shoot that.
We can watch this video here, and I'll kind of explain the
Mark
concept
here with
of
shooting
ultra
target
mega.
7. Here's how to pair.
What's cool about that is these hangers are bulletproof, okay? And they're designed to work with the targets, and they lock on there, and they angle at 10 degrees, which is nice. That domed acorn bolt too, I had that special made. You can't get those anywhere else, but especially for shooting ranges and stuff, people get bored and they start shooting the hardware. It's like one of those little discs. Yeah, it is.
Oh, no.
You ever go in a urinal and they see like a little artificial fly down there?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's there because it makes people pee on it.
Yeah.
In the toilet. It's the same way with the bolts. Because I've been doing this, like I said, since 2012, and I talk to RSOs and all the time, and they're like, people keep shooting on my hardware, and I'm like, yeah, they're doing it on purpose, dude. So nobody can shoot those bolts out. I haven't had anybody break one yet. So that's all of our ultra mega stuff features that.
Well,
Another benefit of the ultra ears are always a weak point for gongs, especially you see a lot of people with these tiny little ears, especially when you use chains, because what happens is they wrap up around, especially when they're mounted to 2x4s and so on, and that stress when the slack runs out puts an immense amount of stress on the mounting points, and it can break over time. And one massive mounting ear like these have is much stronger than 2 smaller ones, so it's just a more robust system. So I have a lot of luck with these. The only time I ever have problems is when people do not tighten these bolts down completely or let them get loose, and then we can have problems. But that's easily solved with some red Loctite and tighten them up real tight, and it's a very robust system, and people have been really happy with it.
I can definitely agree with the peeing in the urinal thing, especially me. I get so bored sometimes I pee in my neighbor's urinal.
Yeah,
makes it interesting. Don't need the fly, just pee in your neighbor's urinal. See what happens.
Absolutely. Well, let me show you that one of the panel members here, he was talking about getting an IPSC target. So I've got these right here. That's what I'm talking about with the complete system. And this is what our bullseye IPSC with a center mass target. And that's a real nice challenge there. And all of our stuff is angled 10 degrees as well. And those use this static mount here, which can mount. What's cool about that is our static mounts can mount on T-posts or 2x4s, so you don't even have to buy the base if you don't want to. If you got your own land and you can pound a T-post in the ground, save yourself about $50 and not have to buy a stand and use it with a T-post, just like we're showing here. So I'm all about. I always try really hard to give value for money, and I know especially the last 4 years, boy, people have been hurting, and I want to make it as easy as possible for people to keep their skills sharp and enjoy the sport of shooting, So the easier I can make it for people to afford my stuff, the more stuff I can sell.
Well, that is a sturdy looking bracket. My God.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it really is. Yep. And
Hey, Mark,
safe angles the targets 10 degrees, which again, I always strive for that for safety.
Just a question on your design. Do you do everything in 2D or do it in 3D and then go back to 2D to cut it?
I use Fusion 360. I make everything in 3D.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And often I have a print farm too that I make a lot of parts with, and I'll do prototypes like that, and then we'll get them cut. And it's a process, my biggest secret weapon is the feedback I get from you guys, because I'm on the phone talking to you guys, and someone says, "Why don't you do this?" or "Why don't you do that?" I'll do it. I'll show you. I'll give you an example. Steve, if you're out there, this is a shout out to you, Steve Reynolds. This is my Reynolds adapter. Because
well, there you go.
Because Steve wanted to come up with a way to use my ultra mega hangers with the old style gongs. So Steve gave me this idea, and I built it, and I called it the Reynolds adapter, and it works really well. And that lets people use any conventional gong with 1/2-inch holes with our incredibly strong ultra mega hangers and my acorn bolts.
Oh,
Wait,
nice.
does that angle it for you, that Reynolds adapter?
The hanger itself is what angles it because of the geometry.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. That's cool.
Yep, absolutely.
That's
it's
really
kind of
smart.
built in
Yeah.
10 degrees. Yep. You know, one of the biggest problems is I have I'm a bit of a nerd, a design nerd. I like to design things. I'm not very good at communicating my ideas to people. You know what I mean? It can be hard to get people to read these days because everybody's so busy, myself included. But
Well, it sounds like you're pretty good about communicating to people on Amazon.
yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? They can see the numbers. They can see the sales volume and so on. So anytime you do anything well, it gets attention,
Yep.
and then the leeches come out.
So I do have a question, and this might sound like a silly question.
Mhm.
Do you have any plates? Because I got a couple friends who dabble in air rifles. Do you have anything that, I mean, we're talking like all the way down to like just 22 caliber pellets. Do you
Right.
have anything like that? Because sometimes it's satisfying when you're shooting a pellet rifle to hear that ting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. In fact, my biggest customers are probably air gunners or airheads and rimfire people. I'll show you an example here. Here's just the ultra mega targets that we were talking about. See, all my stuff is available in different thicknesses.
Uh-huh.
So 3/16, all that's exceptional for rimfire and air gun.
Mhm.
And it rings loudly. It's much less money. And see if I could find my, you know what, I can't. Anyway, 3/16 can be quite loud with rimfire, and you don't want to overbuy. So yeah, like I said, pretty much everything we sell is available in all these different thicknesses. So except for Steel Challenge, because that's obviously for Steel Challenge. But
I wasn't here for the first part of that, so thank you for reiterating that.
Oh, sure. Sorry.
Hey, Mark, speaking of that kind of targets, I shoot some NRL 22 occasionally through the year. I can't get to every match, but they have their own like unique set of targets and stuff. Have you thought about doing those, or is that something you can't copy, or what's
Well,
the deal
I'm
with
glad
that?
you asked.
He has some.
I do. And
Or
mine are
NRL?
yes. And
I missed it.
I just released these, and they're pretty sweet.
Aha.
By the way, guys, you noticed me struggling a little bit with my own website. That's because I'm retarded. Anyway, anytime you can't find anything, just type it in the search bar. It works much better. So here's my NRL system. I did it differently than everybody else. Now you can. Wow. My prices are great too, by the way. If you know.
Oh, that's way cheaper than what I've seen.
For a complete set, but this set gives you so many benefits that others don't. And I'm just going to play this video and let you guys watch, because you can do stuff with this set that you can't do with any other set. Should I turn the audio on?
Our new 22 NRL target package brings unmatched versatility and portability to your range.
Oh, damn it. I'll start over. Sorry.
Hey, Mark here with Shooting Target 7. What if I told you our new 22 NRL target package brings unmatched versatility and portability to your range? Stick around to see how this setup can transform your shooting experience like never before. Conventional NRL target stands work fine, but they limit your target placement options due to fixed hook positions. The small gap between the hooks and frame base allows for little movement, making hit registration difficult at longer distances. Many shooters have reported that the bases can be hard to pound into the ground, especially in rocky terrain. Our system uses affordable T-posts, easily found at any big box hardware store. The Shooting Target 7 NRL kit can replicate any course of fire conventional kits can, including single targets, double targets, and KYL targets like this or this.
That's cool.
As you can see, there's much more room for the targets to swing, making contact confirmation easier. The real magic is in the endless combinations made possible by varied spacing and the use of hangers and targets, enabling custom stages and unlocking countless new possibilities for RSOs, match directors, and backyard shooters. Here, I'm demonstrating how easy it is to move this target stage using our optional T-post leg kits, which are included in the Deluxe kit. This stage has more targets and mounts than usual, but I want to showcase the versatility and portability offered by this NRL set. As you can see, it's stable and can easily be moved around with just one arm. Okay, that's it for this video. If you have any other questions, please submit them in the FAQ below.
That is gnarly.
I tell you what, having set those things up, that is awesome.
Wow, that's really neat. I've never seen it set up like that. That's really friggin' cool.
Yep.
And there's not, there's,
Yeah, really.
yeah,
And I'm a
there's nothing
farm
more
boy, so
rewarding than
I
hitting those things.
yeah, and I'm a farm boy. I love being able to use a T-post. That's awesome.
Yep, we have a lot of customers too. They say, "Why don't you make an NRL kit? Why don't you make an NRL kit?" And they're like, "Well, I hate." They didn't. A lot of people don't like the stands and the little bases and having to pound them in, especially guys out west in the rocks, right?
Yeah.
You can see how the leg kit. It's pretty sweet, really. You can just pick these things up and move them around wherever you want, which is really cool. Now here, this is actually the Airgun Nation. The owner of that has a set, and he sent me this picture. And here is not a conventional stage, but whatever. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can make all the conventional stages, every single one of them, that they would do the normal NRL set, but you have the ability to do stuff like this as well. So it's much more versatile because not everybody's shooting NRL matches all the time. They just want to plank.
Yeah.
But you can do both here, and you can pick them up and move them around without having to pound in the stands. So it's pretty. And it's cheaper than what else is out there. So.
Oh yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah.
And you're using the conduit for the legs too. So if you
Yep.
damage it, you can still replace it.
Absolutely, yep.
Okay.
Yep, and I got a video that shows how to put that together. And that's actually really clever too. It's got a nice urethane base here that the foot that can. It's a clever system. It really is. It turned out great.
awesome.
Yep.
And I also seen that you do have some magnet
Stencils, yeah.
Yeah. And
Yep.
so you paint your target, you can put those designs on your still target.
Yeah, that's a lot of some people. A lot of people overlook these, but I tell you what, people love them because it really does make it a lot more fun. When you shoot that's another thing that we do that nobody else does that I'm aware of. Is all of our steel plates are zinc. Everything we sell is zinc plated, and that's so much better than paint or powder coat because it's actually bond. It's not a coating or like powder coat or paint that's quickly shot off. Believe it or not, the zinc plating, as long as you're using them within parameters, will even survive hits and spall. This is especially beneficial on target stands and stuff like that because normally the spall will come down and strip all that paint or powder coat. Then you got a rusted mess. That doesn't happen with our stuff. It resists spall. But anyway, you just slap these on and paint them and pull them off, and you got a perfect bullseye. It really works well. And inexpensive, and it really adds to the fun factor as well. You can see it makes a really nice looking bullseye.
I need those. I don't have those. Yep, that's cool.
Yep. That's on the list
for you. Why don't you make one that's fly shaped so Bubba can piss on it?
No, that'll corrode the steel. That'll corrode the steel.
Yeah,
it'll be gone.
I don't care if it is
my neighbor's house.
Yeah, I don't care if it is zinc plated. Redneck P will usually eat the paint straight off of any machine.
It'll go through it like a laser.
Yep.
All right, I gotta be honest. That's probably what's gonna happen.
And
for you guys out there that are watching that don't necessarily shoot or a lot are in the market for targets, I've got some other patriotic stuff too. I've got a lot of these really cool LED backlit signs and some really good designs. If you're a patriot and you like patriotic stuff, surprisingly, I don't sell as many of these as I think I should because they're pretty sweet and they're priced right. And they
There's
look
some
great.
right there.
Yeah, absolutely. They look great in any man cave or anything like that. And
I like the POW one.
Yeah, there's a lot of nice ones there. I like this one. But proud to be an American. Hell yeah, absolutely I am. But I like this one too.
Yeah, and Christmas just around the corner. Those make excellent gifts.
Yeah,
I want I only bought 2 of them. I went the socialist disting one. There's a whole bunch more there.
Yeah, for sure.
You need to make one that says balls need to be DD12.
What is that?
Just saying. Tim Walls needs to be DD12. Let's do that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Got that right.
Now,
I'll tell you,
Mark, do you make those, or do you have those made?
Yeah. No, we make
Wow,
those in house.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Laser etched, I guess.
All
or-
right.
Yeah, you got 2 right here. Yep.
Very cool.
I feel like I should say what that means. DD12 means they get dishonorably discharged.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say that just in case anybody's curious.
You need one that has a tampon on it, and then has that.
Oh man, I had a customer email me one time and complaining to me that this was offending him. The Guns and Titties one here. I sell probably 10 times as many of these as any other.
I'm asking my wife for that for Christmas right
I
now.
was gonna say, it might not be all males that buy those either.
I even have a for
Where's
teachers.
Abby at? Abby will buy that.
It's funny, you talk to people and just like can't please everybody, I guess.
We have a question out there, Mark. Jacob's asking, what's the T-post hanger called again?
Oh, this one. Well, I have a number of them, but this one is the just type static in the search bar. It'll pop right up. Ultra Mega Static Mount.
Awesome.
And I do a similar thing here with our Steel Challenge. If there's any Steel Challenge shooters in here, our Steel Challenge target here also can utilize any 2x4 or T-post, and that saves quite a significant amount of money because any Steel Challenge stage requires 5 bases, which is a very significant expense. However, like if you got your own land, you don't have to do that with my system because you don't need to buy the bases, and that's a huge savings for Steel Challenge shooters.
Yeah, and
So
I also noticed you had also a lot of different hardware, straps, a lot of that stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
Too.
Yep. That's kind of the biggest challenge is I got to watch myself or I get too many. But yeah, I even sell chains. And I'm going to give my chain speech here because I have to. This is the worst way possible to hang targets on the face of the earth.
Okay. Don't sugarcoat it.
I can tell you stories. I was on a range one time and I had a chain link come flying back.
Oh.
Closer to my head than I would have liked. And it was moving so fast I could hardly see it. I knew it went by me. But after that, I'm like, man, I do not want to sell chains to people. There's a number of reasons that the bullets can come in these corners and go out the other. The chains are far more dangerous than targets. That's why so much of my stuff, I'm very cautious about any returning curves that could bring lead back to the shooters. You want to be as safe as possible. And chains are not it. It's an old antiquated way of hanging it.
But you put them up there because your customers are asking for it?
They want them. Some customers demand them. I mean, I'll tell them, but I'm not going to push them on people, I feel bad about it. I would much rather, the straps are much safer if you have to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And these are actually, what's going on here? These are actually recycled aircraft tires, so they're very, very strong. Our straps that we sell, and we have a number of different ones here. And that's a much better way. They last an amazing amount of time. The bullets pass right through them, but they're almost like self-healing.
Mm-hmm.
And hundreds and hundreds of hits that these can handle before they fail. It's quite surprising, actually. Much better way, much safer. Buy these, not the chains, if you're going to buy chains.
Buy the straps. Don't buy the chains.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. I do hang most of my stuff with chain, but it's not conventional chain. I actually use like 60 heavy Baylor chain.
Yep, I know.
So it's all squared corners. It's not round. Have you ever had anybody use that and have any problems with that, with any debris coming back?
I haven't, but that's not commonly used because you're probably aware that's quite expensive.
Well, this is all wore out stuff that I pull off of my equipment when I get done, like at the end of the season. So it's not brand new, but it's not You know, the
Sure.
pins and everything are still in good shape. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, it's at the end of its lifespan as far as actual mechanical.
Sure, I get it.
So,
Yeah, I would think that would
and
be much better, but in reality, the cost of it is going to keep it from being used often. But I think you're okay if you have it. It's certainly much safer than the round chain, conventional chains.
okay. Well, I was just curious because that's typically what I use. Because when I first started using, when I first had my first target, um, I did use regular chain, and I did notice if somebody else was shooting at it that was just kind of starting out, you'd always have like a little tick or a piece come back at you, and it was just like, oh, well, that's not good. So that's when I
Yeah.
switched everything over to that heavy 60 roller chain, and
Yeah.
I've never had a piece, whether it was 5.56 or 22 or 9 mil. I've never had a piece come back, even at that bare minimum of 7 yards with pistol,
Right.
you know.
Yep.
So
Typically, if you get something to come back at you and you're doing everything right, it's just going to be a very, very, very lightweight flake of lead.
yeah,
You know, you wouldn't want to get one in your eyeball, but you know, you're not going to be put in the hospital from it.
right,
So,
right.
yeah.
So I
Unless
just,
you're doing something stupid, you know, like shooting your AR-15 at, like we were talking about earlier, 10 yards over tannerite at your steel targets.
Yeah.
oh boy, no, I'm a little crazy, but I'm not stupid.
Right. So as long as we're not doing that, I think you'd be all right.
Okay. Oh, another question before I forget. Those bullseye targets. Um, is that with the painted magnet, or is that another piece on the backside, or how does that work for those center bullseye target? Yeah.
Yep. I better have a good picture here. So that's the back of it right there. And
Oh,
you'll notice
nice.
some sellers use like a rubber strap or whatever. We use chain. It's much more durable. Chain behind the targets is fine. Now we ship these with chains, okay, but that doesn't mean you have to use them. We also have the Ultra Mega. Anytime you see a round hole with a slot up top, that's compatible with any of our Ultra Mega hangers, and that's the preferred way to hang those. So these can be hung from our static mounts if you like, as shown here, from either
Nice.
T-post or 2x4, or the Ultra Mega hangers. This is a hard bar hanger, which I'm not going to get into. That's something that probably should be replaced with the Ultra Megas. But you can see that angle's at 10 degrees. It's much safer. We've just eliminated those chains here that are exposed to the bullets. These are hidden by the plates and are not a safety issue at all. So that's the preferred way to hang these, either that way or that way. But yeah, this is definitely a crowd favorite. People love these. You can tell when you hit the center, and it also slams shut again. You can hear that as well after. And it's always kind of fun, you know, to everybody wants to shoot the center. So you can tell when you don't. And since we're talking about the bullseyes here, I actually just released these, which is I'm not aware of anybody else selling these yet. And these is our biathlon targets. I'm still working on getting this. These are actually very clever, and they're going to be a huge hit once the word gets out. I'm having some website issues there, sorry. But these are available in all different sizes, and these are very clever. And I'll quick play this video. Let me know if you guys get bored of it.
Target 7 with a quick look at our new innovative biathlon.
These are actually quite clever.
Targets. Ships complete with AR 500 front and back plates in your choice of thickness. Includes 2 rifle-rated AR 500 backplate hooks and 1 front plate hook. Also includes rotary cut galvanized steel spacers and spring clips for perfect component spacing. 3/4 of an inch EMT conduit tube to hang from not included. This is available separately from us or any big box store. Clever backplate hangers lock into it using a no hardware method that won't detach once assembled. The front plate mount has an integrated stop lever to prevent the backplate from flipping over it. Universal backplates give the same hit response for all front plate sizes. However, if needed, these are response tunable, with mounting points for adding weight if needed. Usually not needed, but you can easily adjust backplate momentum if desired.
Oops, sorry, I blew it. But you guys get the gist, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, have you guys seen enough, or do you someone else want to stream? Or
I got one more question before you jump
Yeah.
off there. On that IPSC target you showed in the beginning, with the I seen there. I kind of watched a little bit before we got started here with that protection for like your 2x4 protection. About how many of those would you need to pretty much protect that whole front of that 2x4? Would you need like 2 of them?
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, but you don't have to use it that way either. You can simply bolt it to the 2x4 and just use one.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, just screw one like down up underneath or bolt it in
Yeah,
there.
the only cravat is, yeah, sure, you got one hole that's a little bit bigger than it needs to be, but that's not really a problem. We had to make this a little bit wider so it can clip into the steel challenge caps where it's more usable. But there's no issue bolting that with lag bolts or whatnot here. You don't necessarily have to clip it here because, yes, I do realize that torso is quite long, and that would not be a best use case for that. Most people don't bother anyway because they generally don't hit way down here. You know, they always shoot center mass for the most part. But
I wasn't pretty much thinking of it for me, but like if I pick one of these up, I'm thinking of some people that I bring that aren't great shooters and would probably shoot it up. Like my last target stand that I had, that they completely shot the legs off it.
Right. So for example, for this one here, ideally you'd put it, situate this so that, you know, that upper hole, the small hole, would be concealed by the bottom end of the target, so it would not be, you know, visible, and then the larger hole would be way down here, so it'd be almost inconsequential that hole is slightly larger.
All right. And I guess one more question, not to sound stupid, but what's your average, like if, say, I'm going to get into one of these, what's the average 2x4 length that you use on something like this?
Most people want them at simulated attacker height, so 5.5 feet-ish.
5.5 feet, okay.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah, I just figured I'd ask that way, you know, you get one and then you go out and you buy a too short or too long.
Mm-hmm. You know, I can remember the days, it wasn't that long ago, when a 2x4 was like $9, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Jeez. Tell you what. Yeah, they're back to cheap as can be now, so.
There's no more 99-cent pre-cut studs anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's something. And then you also, I seen you had some different shaped targets too for like maybe hunting.
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah,
some
I
of
got
the hunters might be interested in.
We've got NRA animals, NRA style, the rams, the goats, chickens, and all that. I don't do knockovers because people don't want to chase down targets and pick them back up again. I know I don't.
It's a little old.
Yeah, for sure. So we got a lot of stuff.
You still have the Let's Go Brandon target?
You know what? I got rid of that because the liberals started coming after me.
I bet they did.
You have one of a duck. I cannot stand ducks. I vent my anger on the evil bird that is duck.
I don't have a duck target, but I'm actually going to be making a lot more critter style targets for the rimfire airgun space for our NRL system, squirrels and so on.
Yep. Matter of fact, if you can make it a Canadian goose, that would be better. I don't like the cobra chicken.
Yeah, cobra chicken.
Cobra chicken.
Yep. But as far as like deer hunters go, we got like a simulated vitals here, which is a 10x6.
Yeah, that's something nice for hunters to shoot at right there.
Yeah, deer hunters like that.
Yeah.
But honestly, there's quite a selection.
I was wanting to ask Mark.
Go ahead, Garage Guy.
I was wondering. Everybody here knows Hickok 45 has that big gong target 80 yards on his range. I was wanting to ask Mark if they make anything close to that kind of gong.
The biggest round gong we make is 16 inches. The biggest rectangle is 30 by 18, which is a full-size IPSC target. I used to sell 30. Geez, I used to sell 32s and 24s, but shipping has gotten so expensive
that you have to send those by freight.
Sometimes, yeah. But you know, it might be $75, $80 to ship a 32-inch square target. You know, and just people just don't want to pay it.
Yeah.
Especially in the, you know, when times started getting. I'm not going to get political. I promised myself I wouldn't do it. But when times were better, people could swing that. But I'll tell you what, the last 4 years, you know, not so much. It's all about making things affordable for people. So
yeah, I was thinking I'd like maybe I was thinking I'd like to get some kind of gong target, put it out about 50 yards, you know, and it'd only be for handgun use.
Right.
And I've looked, and I've looked around here in my area, and nobody has nothing even close, and my eyesight isn't what it used to be. So I was wanting something kind of bigger where I could actually see it.
Sure. How are you going to hang that? Are you going to put it on a T-post, or what are you thinking? You want a conventional sawhorse style stand, or
pour some concrete?
Well, we sell. I mean, if you're going to, I mean, there's two different schools of thought. If you're going to put a T-post in the ground, it's hard to beat the static mounts here. But if you're going to do I'm not a big fan of 2x4 stands, but we sell the brackets here, which are quite inexpensive, make it very easy to use. EMT conduit for those, and this fits the 2x4. That's quite inexpensive, but I prefer the conduit style target stands for a number of reasons. If you like that, because it lets the target spin around completely, dissipate energy slowly. Also, the EMT conduit is replaceable should you shoot it. It's galvanized, it won't rust, but also it does not. 2x4s become spall magnets, and that gets sharp and nasty, especially if you have to transport that to and from. It'll cut up your car, your kids, your hands, whatever you name it. It just gets really nasty.
True.
And it's much better to let those, like I said, if you have a 2x4 and you have a rigid mount, that chain or strap is going to wrap up, and then it's going to come to an abrupt end and put all kinds of force. And it's also a pain in the butt because you got to unwrap your target. If a chain wraps up, you can't shoot it like that. You got to go unwrap it, which is a big pain in the butt. So these brackets here can use 1-inch EMT conduit for the top bar, 3/4-inch conduit in this slot, or 1/2-inch here, and 3/4 for the legs. It works very nicely. It's inexpensive, and it's a good way to go. And then you can get into our inexpensive S-hooks here as well if you want to, and use that with that. So that's the preferred way. But of course, if you just want a single target, put it out in the woods, and you got your own land, get a T-post and use one of our static mounts. That's what I would recommend.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking T-post myself for that.
Yep. If you don't want a static, we've got something for that too. These guys right here work really well. You just pound 2 T-posts in the ground, and then they work just like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
And there you can even do multiple tiered targets. You can stack them up, right? So you can get 10-foot T-posts if you can find them, and put a whole roll of targets in there quite inexpensively. So that works too.
I got a feeling my wallet is going to get a lot lighter after this podcast tonight.
Mine
check this guy out. See, he's got a whole number of targets here. He's using chains.
Oh, cool.
But you can really get crazy. So that's quite a variety there. And he's used the use of the pencils as well. Yep. That's one thing I recommend people. All of our products have reviews at the bottom, and you can really riff off of what other customers have done. They all post pictures of their range setups and so on. You can learn a lot from here and just get a lot of good ideas on how to hang stuff. And that
Michael Dunn's already thanked me for him spending money tonight. So join the group there, Grudge Guy. So.
Yeah. By the way, you guys, if you are placing orders, we're not like some places. They take in a bunch of orders and then they cut, and they ship, and you can wait weeks sometimes for your orders. We don't do any of that. We have a warehouse, and we cut ahead of time stock, and we usually ship same or next day, so we're very quick.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Quick question. Do you have anything in the way of hostage targets by any chance?
We got those too. I did those a little differently than most people do. Most people have just a conventional torso with a head flapper, but I did a setup like this where you have using the Ultra Mega system because I can do that with that. And so here you've got the good girl, the bad guy, and you can also shoot the gun out of his hand as well if you like.
No.
Oh, that's neat.
Here's another good shot. If you ever watch Bullets, Lacey over there is really good. Nice.
Shooting Target 7 just sent me my new hostage target, which is pretty cool. You can practice shooting the bad guy real close to the good girl, and then they have a pistol. You can practice shooting the pistol out of the guy's hand. So it comes with these static mounts, which I love. You could either use a 2x4 or a T-post.
So yeah, that's our hostage offering right there.
Made it very simple.
Nice.
See, it's videos like that why you see me in the background on shooting the KYL.
KY jelly?
But I'll show you these stencils too. Check these out, guys. These work really well. It's amazing.
Rust-Oleum flat pencils only you reach this stage and your stencil does not stick.
Took that urinal talk I said too seriously.
That will run under the sides. Could glue them. Let the paint dry on the stencil.
Let's fast forward here so you can
Oh,
see.
you know what you need? You need a squirrel, and you shoot you shoot the official behind it.
That really brings up the realism.
The peanut.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Peanut challenge. Save peanut for the horrible ATF and federal agents.
Oh my god! You guys believe that peanut thing? Are you freaking kidding me, man? Government overreach.
I'm still hurt over it.
Hey, let's not forget Fred now.
Yeah.
Everybody forgets about Fred.
I used to have pet raccoons, so that really irked me.
Yeah. I've always wanted a pet raccoon. My wife's probably laughing right now because
They're fun. They are a blast. They are a blast.
You gotta name it Bandit if you get one.
That's funny.
Well, we're going to first of all, I want to shout out a few people that's showed up out here in the side chat while all this awesome stuff was going on. We got Smoking Joe out there, and then we have a returning viewer from last week, Miss Anna. Good to have you guys, and Bench Rest Marksman. And if I missed you jumping in there, I apologize. But welcome, everybody. Glad to have you all. And, man, we're going to come back to you, Mark, here in just a minute. But we're going to do a few giveaways. And everybody likes them giveaways. So, anyway, if let me change this banner over here to this right here.
Oh, Hillbilly, I gotta jump off. I usually would like to stay for the giveaway, but I gotta pick up my daughter from the school play right now.
Alrighty. So on that, do you want to show that hat, and we'll do that first?
Yeah. Sure. So we got a Huxworks cap for winter tonight. This is from Huxworks Safety. They make some really nice suppressors for you. So we got a nice hat, and you've got a free and fast bag that goes with it. So tell one of you lucky folks out there tonight.
Awesome. So we're going to draw the first one. That'll be for that one that Moondog has, and then we'll draw for a Skinny Knife, and Moondog will be sending that right to you. So, but I can have them send me the information, Moondog. If they don't have your mailing address, I can get it, and we'll get that shipped out to them. So
that's great.
Alrighty. Anything you want to plug before you jump off here, buddy?
Oh, just tune in to my TMI live stream on Wednesday evening, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, and 5 p.m. Central. All right.
Awesome. A lot of fun, guys. Don't miss it.
Good seeing everybody, and good meeting you, Mark.
You bet.
You make some really cool stuff, and I just emailed a link to the president of my gun club. Say, hey, we got to get some of these for the range.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Good night, folks.
See you, Moondog.
Good night, buddy.
Good night, man.
Thanks for being here. All righty. So let's do the first giveaway here. And I'll bring the screen up, and we will do the first giveaway for that hat and bag that Moondog just showed y'all. And the hashtag is HBN103. So make sure you get those in there. We got way more people than that watching, so we'll give everybody just a second to get their hashtag in. I'll write this down. Alrighty. So would somebody like to do the countdown? How about you, Bubby? You hadn't been here for a while. We've been missing you, brother. So.
All right. Let's see here. 10, 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 2. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
All righty. That's how they count in Kentucky out there.
That's right, up in the hills of Kentucky.
Ron, 2A matters.
Yeehaw.
Congrats, Ron.
Say something if you're out there, buddy. You do have to be present to win, so give us a shout out there in the side chat, and we'll then you can email me at AmericanHillbillyUp@gmail.com with the name and address, and I will get that to Moondog and he'll get sent out. And if you did not win, don't worry. We're going to be giving away a skinny blue knife next. Hurry up, Ron. Been in the side chat all evening and picked a bad time to go to the restroom.
Had to get a beer.
I got somebody else jump in here. RP Tactical. So greetings, everyone. Glad to see you.
Roll.
Doggone it. Think so too, Mike. I think he may have left. We'll give him just a few more seconds.
There he is.
Ah, there he is.
Yeah.
All right. Ron today matters. All right, buddy. Man, you got in here just by the skin of the hat to win that one. So
he's still pulling up his pants, getting back from the bathroom.
Yeah, one shake away from losing.
Bad time to go see a man by a dog. But Ron, email me at AmericanHillbillyUp@gmail.com, and I'll get that over to Moondog, and we'll get that sent right out to you. And if you did not get your hashtag in the first time, make sure you get it in now, because we're going to do another spin, and this is for the skinny blue knife. And since we have some new people in here, I will show this. Right here, we've been giving away. We started out with the skinny black knife. We went to the skinny blue knife, and this is a really nice knife. Got a pocket clip on it, and some people call this a window breaker. Too Loud Mood calls that an icebreaker for your mixed drinks, and it is a flip blade right here. So anyway, nice little sharp knife. Comes in handy to even open up mail or whatever. So anyway, that's what we'll be giving away next. So, Bubba, why don't you give us another one of them Kentucky countdowns, brother?
All right. Hold on. Let me see if I can remember this again. A, B, C, D, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, go.
All righty. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, only Bubba knows. Guns and barbecue.
It was close,
Congratulations,
Justin.
buddy.
It was close. Justin almost got it.
Yeah. Yeah, and also we got Yukon out there too. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. And Info Bros, he jumped in earlier and I didn't get a chance to welcome him in. And anybody else that we missed tonight, apologize for that. Barbecue, there he is. All right, Barbecue. Email me at AmericanHillbillyUp and give me your name and address that you want that sent to, buddy, and I will get that sent right out. Write your name down here. All righty. Congratulations to our winners. Appreciate each and every one of you. All righty. So we've Mark's done such a great job telling us about everything. And first of all, we do have some questions from Mark, but also I'd like to give the panel and the side chat another chance here. If you do have a question about his products or whatever, to go ahead and ask him.
Yeah, you could ask them too if they what would they like to see, what type of targets. They think. I always ask my customers, what do you think? What do you think people want? What do you want?
You betcha. And so, Jamie, I seen you had your hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to request permission to be excused, please, sir. I got to get in bed and get ready for church in the morning. The dueling trees are great. I know they present a shipping problem. Texas stars are always fun. Those spinning targets are really cool. But those things are going to require, it's almost like you need a storefront so people can come and get them. You know what I mean? That's
in some cases, yeah, shipping gets to be prohibitive for sure.
Yeah.
It can be a challenge.
But I want to say that it's been a pleasure to listen to you present your wares tonight, buddy. And I wish you nothing but the best, and Godspeed. And y'all get over there with that discount code. You're going to save some money. And thank you for having me, Hillbilly. Been fun. And I got to go get ready for church in the morning. I hope y'all find somewhere to go in the morning. And you'll be glad you did. I promise.
Well, thank you so much, Jamie, for being here. And make sure you guys go and check out Jamie's channel, JH586, and Georgia Shooting Connection on Friday nights. So always a lot of fun on that show. So appreciate you, brother.
Well, thank you for having me, and thanks for putting up with me. I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.
Good night, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
Nice to meet you.
So Michael Dunn has a question. He said he ordered something. What color truck will be bringing my order?
Well, that depends. If the order's under $99, he can decide that. He can pick the shipping method he likes. But if it's over $99, we ship free, and that means we pick.
Yeah, exactly.
And we pick whatever's cheapest. But we do that for two reasons. That's number one, so we can give you guys the best price. I have very good negotiated rates with FedEx, 2-day air. So probably 70% of our items ship 2-day air, which is, you might think would cost more, but it doesn't. I get amazing rates. So great. That's a win because I'm able to get you guys your steel faster, and I'm able to save some money on top of it. So odds are, if your order is under 50 pounds and under 700 cubic inches, it's going to go FedEx 2-day air.
Nice.
Yep.
Gotcha. One suggestion, things that might get more women shooters into shooting steel, rats and spiders.
Yeah.
My wife, absolutely. I'll bet if you made a spider steel, I'll bet she would absolutely go crazy on that.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say husband silhouettes.
Well, yeah, maybe that one too. But then you got more problems than just her shooting steel if she's that mad at a husband.
Oh my goodness. So, anybody else have any more questions for Mark?
Well, I think he's onto something with the more animals. I think definitely there's a lot of people out there that like to shoot all different kinds of animals. So I think that would be a really good idea to go with.
Yeah.
So you
and I definitely like that deer style target that you had too. Shows you the kind of you get into that sweet spot type deal. Put up a target back behind it to kind of silhouette to train on. That's pretty nice for hunters too.
Yep.
Yeah, you could hang that, I think, because like I have a bow, full size deer target for my bow, and you can put that, in front of that, and then just be hitting that, and so yeah, that would be.
Yeah, those always pick up around before deer season. People like to get those skills sharp.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Mark, I got a question for you.
Sure.
You'd mentioned about them being zinc. It was really coated and fused, whatever it is on the surface,
Yeah.
So I'm setting up I got a range at my house, but I don't leave my targets out. Can I? And not worry about them rusting to pieces.
Yeah, they won't rust. The only way that zinc coating gets degraded is if you shoot above 2850 and you actually remove the steel with a pit. Obviously, that's going to remove the zinc too. But you shouldn't be doing that anyway. And as long as you don't, you'll be fine.
Perfect.
Yep. They maintain that coverage. It's like
because I could put a concrete bench in at this range this spring, and then I'm going to drive these posts and leave them out there. So.
Cool. Yeah, definitely can.
Yeah, no, that'd work out really good for me too, because I don't bring any of my steel in, and I know none of that's zinc coated, so I'm constantly having to paint it. Keep it painted up, just that way it's not rusting to where the paint won't stick, and stuff like that. So that'd be really nice.
It's still beneficial to a lot of people end up painting them anyway, but it's not necessary for a protection standpoint. But it's much nicer because it is it does give another benefit. That's why I like my stencils and so on as well, because it takes it even a layer past that. But they become almost like a shoot and see. So the zinc is like a silver color. So if you paint it with a darker color, it reveals the silver color underneath like a shoot and see, which not only can you hear your hits, but you can see them as well. And, one thing that a lot of people miss with the steel targets is, yes, you can hear the hits, but more importantly, you can also hear the misses. That's the instant feedback is all the difference, right? It's just as important to know that you've done something that caused you to miss than if you hit. If you're screwing up, you need to know, and the sooner you know it, the better, right? So everyone forgets that you can hear. You're sure you can hear your hits, but you can also hear when you don't hit.
So another one I had is, what's the biggest caliber you've had somebody shoot at your targets?
50 BMG.
50 BMG.
There's a range. Indiana. I forget. They actually have Mark 19s there, but that's a 40 millimeter grenade gun, by the way.
It wouldn't be Atterbury, would it?
It's in Indiana. I can't think of the name. It's in Indiana, I think. It's an old military base the guy bought, and he made a big shooting range there.
Okay.
And I forget his name, but he's a nice guy. He's a customer too.
I got to find that because I live in Indiana. So.
But he's got some pictures of the range, and if you don't know what a 40 millimeter Mark 19 is, it's an impressive. I was a Mark 19 gunner in Somalia. They're an impressive weapon, and let me tell you. But they have I don't think they shot that at our targets, obviously. But
I've always just called them 40 mics.
Yeah. what was it? The M272, 273, the elephant gun or whatever that they put under the M16s, single shots, the 40s.
M203.
M203. Duh. Okay, yeah, right. Same round, except you can shoot hundreds of them a minute.
Yeah. Michael Dunn's asking about the warranty. What's covered under the warranty?
We have a lifetime warranty as long as it's used as directed. But if your target's full of pits because you're shooting your 22-250 at 50 yards at 3,500 feet per second, I'm not going to warranty that. Obvious. Or steel, or if you shoot steel core at it, stuff like that. But if it breaks with regular use, it's lifetime warranty.
Awesome.
Yep. And it's extremely rare that I have to do that. Very rare.
That's great. Yeah, the best warranty is one you never need.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
No doubt about that.
But you know, that really makes me strive to make my stuff better too, because I have run into fluke situations. You can't always see everything ahead. You know, I've made design changes in my lifetime that I've paid the price for. Because they start breaking and I get phone calls, and I stand behind all my products. You know, I replace them. Like I told you, I don't know if we were that batch of AR-650 that I bought that people were cracking targets, and I had to replace darn near a whole truckload of steel, and I did.
Wow. Because
it was the right thing to do. But I stand behind my stuff.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I do have kind of a geeky question. On all of your ears and stuff, when you're cutting that out and everything, have you had better luck with a square ear to hook up to or a round ear?
I don't like squares because vibration intensifies at the corners, and AR steel being a high carbon steel. Yeah, you know that. You're a steel guy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't know with making the ears any thicker, or because that's especially what I had problems with the one target that I had. It was square, and then I've got the other ones are all round ears. And granted, I haven't shot at them as much as I have my first target I ever had. But I've seen a lot of guys have problems with square ears, and I said, man, that's got to be just right there at the corner, just that vibration ring, and it's just not making a nice solid loop vibration all the way around. It's coming to that corner and just punching it out.
Absolutely, it intensifies there, and that's another reason why I don't like to use standard carriage bolts that a lot of people put the square holes in there, because it might be fine for a year, 2 years, 3 years, but eventually that's where the vibration is going to intensify. It could lead to a failure. So why have a risk for failure when you don't have to?
As a greaser, I don't like squares either.
There's a couple reasons actually why ears typically have problems, especially ears that are more apt to fail. Or sometimes you see these very tiny ears, right? Well, what happens is you get a lot of heat concentrated in there in that tiny little area, and it gets quite hot, and that can make the steel still more brittle in this very important area. That's why my ears are quite large.
Yeah, I've noticed that on yours versus some others. I was been cruising around on your site and looking at some of the old ones that I've got, and I just know sometime in the future, especially now that I've got a lot of guys training on my range and stuff now, I know I'm going to be having problems with those here in the future. I can just about guarantee it. So my wallet's going to get a little bit lighter going on back on your website tonight to order some stuff.
I appreciate that. You'll like what you get.
Awesome. Okay, so now let me geek out on one more metal question. If somebody is hanging that, what have you had better luck with as far as doing a bolt with a double nut and leaving that bolt a little loose on there, or getting it absolutely just butt stomping tight with a chain or a rubber pad or what have you on that, if you're going to hang it like that? What have you had better luck with?
Chains or straps with a let me
with a double nut, leaving it loose instead of just sandwiching everything up super tight on there.
The stud itself, you want to be very tight to the target, and then the strap or bolt that can be loose. You know what I mean? In between the strap attachment can be loose. That's not a problem. But you do want the stud to be quite tight, or it'll just shake loose in use.
Okay.
we use what we call a super bolt. Here, can I share the screen again, or should I?
Yeah, you bet. I'll pull it right up here.
Sorry, I'm being a total geek on
it's
here,
fine,
but
are we sharing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So I use what I call these super bolts. And I had these custom made too. And they're round, but you can see they have a 1/2-inch little shelf there. And that goes into the 1/2-inch hole. And they're domed a little harder, heavier. These are harder than a standard carriage bolt that you're going to get. Those are like grade 8 equivalent. And what we do, they even have an end on here that you can put a hex bolt in, an Allen key, which assists you with tightening these down. And I don't have a video on here, and I should. I'm gonna have to add that. But anyway, regardless, we have a jam. We use round holes, but you take, even though that's not a carriage bolt, when you use the split washer and a jam nut and lock that down, it will lock that very solidly to the target, and it will not spin. And then you can put do the rest of whatever you have to do to attach the strap or the chain from that point on. But that's how I avoid using carriage bolts. Use these instead. And once you lock them on there, they're securely fashioned and they will not turn when you put the rest of the hardware on. So that's how we get the better longevity on the ears.
Nice.
By avoiding the carriage bolts. So it kind of works essentially the same way, but you don't get the so you can see the ears are quite beefy here.
yeah, those look way better than mine.
You'll notice the radius corners too. We take care to always radius corners when we can. Any load bearing area we do that for, because any square corner is bad news.
Yep, and that's what mine are too. And it's just things I've seen in steel without being radiused, or just those sharp 90-degree angles. It just that you always have breaking points there, especially if you get into a high vibration situation.
Oh, here's something else cool that I wanted to point out too. All of our targets too are situated, you see, in a way that the ears line up across the top here. That's because you can use these as knockovers as well. Just so you can either hang them as conventional gongs, or you could set up a rack or whatever and make knockdowns just by using the bolts, and they sit perfectly like that.
Oh, nice.
Kind of like dual use, right?
Yeah,
and any of the
cool.
weird targets will do that.
Hey,
that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't see this in your site, and you probably have it too. Do you do any of the NRA 22 knockdown targets, the chickens and all that sort of stuff?
I have the chickens and rams in that, but I don't have them as a knockover because it requires welding. They don't ship very well, and in my experience, people don't like to walk.
Okay.
But I do have two versions here. I have centerfire rifle here in 3/8, and I have the airgun rimfire version here in 1/4 inch.
You can still practice with those, right? Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, Hasbro, you have one of these targets, and do you want to tell everybody, share with everybody, like, what's the process? I mean, how easy or difficult it is taking it to a range, setting up?
I don't know if I have a picture of it, Mark. I don't know if you do or not, but once you set up the KOL, you just basically take the center pipe and put together the spacers and the hangers and bolt it together. Then you just lay the end legs on it, and it stands up. It kind of wedges itself, and then you just take the legs right off, and it folds flat and goes back into your truck.
Yeah, you can
It's
just
super
pull it in
easy.
here and just pull a leg off, and they knock down quite easily. Yep.
Do you have? I guess maybe next time I take mine out, I'll do a little video to show that. But right there, that video down below shows the end view of it, and you can, it just literally kind of lays over and locks itself in place. It's really a smart design.
Oh, yeah, very easy transporting, it looks like. Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
this is that amazing shooter again. He is good.
Yeah, some of these.
He may be slow, but he's good.
He may be slow, might be
Not
obsessed
very
with
close
how
here.
fast you go, but he does do it.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm like the mechanic that never gets that's car is always broken. I never get to shoot. I'm always working.
Yeah.
I know the feeling, buddy.
Right? Tell ya.
Michael Dunn says, "Good night, Michael. Good to have you here tonight in side chat. So it's nice to meet Mark and spend some money for a great cause. Thank you for your service, Mark.
Thank you, Michael.
Great company and products. All right. Well,
All right. Well, I can stop presenting if you guys just want to talk.
yeah, here I can bring it down here.
Okay.
And but yeah, we're going on coming up on the 2-hour mark. So
Okay.
anyway, we'll probably work our way out of the show tonight because I do know, a lot of people got to get up in the morning and all that.
Mhm.
See, let me try to find a fun topic here we can go over real quick, and before everybody's got to leave.
I do have one more question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know I've been asking a lot of questions, but
Oh, it's fine. I get asked questions all day.
So, how did the name of the company come about?
That's a funny story. It used to be back in the day to rank on Google, it was important to have your keywords in the domain name. And shooting targets was already taken. But Google does not weigh numbers like shooting targets. If I put a number behind it, that does not diminish the topical relevancy of the keyword, right? Because it's a number. And I got the clever idea. Originally, my logo, the 7 was going to be a pistol. So I was going to shoot back over the logo.
Oh, nice.
So my logo has evolved over the years, but that's the original. That's the reason why. Not so important anymore, but it did used to be.
Cool.
Yep. If I knew then what I knew now, I would have named my website AR 500 Targets.
Oh man. So let's do. I think this might be a fun topic for everybody, real quick. Right here. What's your favorite kung fu style karate movie or TV show? Because I know we've all, most of us, I assume, is stayed up late at night, and some, was it Masterpiece Theater or something was on, and they always show, some of those shows, or maybe somebody's, like the more of a modern day style, person or movie. So
I like the old Bruce Lee movies myself. That guy was a freak.
Hey,
you betcha.
If anybody in this panel answers Kung Fu Panda, drop them.
Jack Black.
Okay, I'll just keep my mouth shut. What? No, not even close. Not even close.
Good night, Smoking Joe. Good to have you this evening, buddy.
Your secret's safe with us, Pat.
So we know Bubba always likes to go last on this, so we'll just start with you, Hasbro.
I always hated the what was the Kung Fu show with David Carradine? I hated that show.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it.
Growing up in there, so it'd probably have to be. There's so many, but probably a Bruce Lee flick, some sort in there.
Yeah, what was it? I watched.
Yeah, I got to think of it.
Yeah, it was Kung Fu.
Oh yeah, it's called Kung Fu.
It's just Kung Fu.
Yeah, that show. Yeah, it's just the guy was such a wuss, and it's like, come on now.
There we go, Jacob.
He was a woke Kung Fu master, I think.
He was Kung Boo Boo or Boo Hoo.
Kung Fu Boo Hoo half the time.
Kung Boo.
So about you guys,
I remember growing up on Saturday morning cartoons. There was this cartoon called Hong Kong Phooey, #1 super guy, Hong Kong Phooey, quicker than the human eye. But as far as anything Kung Fu or karate related, I'm sorry, I got to go with the Delta Force, Chuck Norris, man.
There you go.
Yeah, both his on eBay. It's probably been about 20 years, and I still have these DVDs, and I've taken care of them with kid gloves. It was called the American Hero Chuck Norris Collection. It had both Delta Force movies, and it had all three of the what was it? Where he was a prisoner of war.
Missing in action.
Missing in action.
Yeah, all three of those. I still have that those CDs back here in the original package, and yeah, those movies are hard to beat.
That's
People
awesome.
missed in action 3 times.
You know, they don't make movies like that anymore.
No, they don't.
And thank goodness the band Kiss didn't make any kung fu stuff, because that would have been Garage Guy's answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. This year, you know, I went to the Kiss concert this year, and they were doing some karate moves or something on the stage. You know, I figured that would have been Garage Guy's answer, but good stuff,
For
buddy.
Gene Simmons, it would have been Kung Fu.
So how about you, Gizzard Gary?
Did the gizzard fall asleep?
Uh-oh.
He's still
He may have
upset about
stepped
Kung
away.
Fu Panda.
Yeah. You may have to step away for a second, so we'll go ahead and jump on over to Justin.
Well, I'd say my favorite would definitely be Jet Li. I think he's probably one of the best we've ever had, and that's come to the States, and he specializes in so many different martial arts. It's kind of incredible. And what I don't thank you for right now, Hillbilly, is I think I've told you before, I'm assuming everybody has a song every once in a while that pops in their head and you can't get rid of it for
Don't
like
you
weeks.
say it.
Yeah, you know where I'm going here.
Kung Fu
It
fighting.
It plays for days in my head. It's the number one song on repeat that goes on in there. So thanks a lot, Hillbilly.
I just got that song out of my head today. I just got that song out of my head. Now it's back.
It's
Why?
back.
I asked you not to say it. I begged.
Well, good stuff, Justin. How about you, Pat?
Well, I got to go with Garage Guy. Anything with Chuck Norris in it, especially the earlier stuff. You know, I mean, the guy was phenomenal. He's got a lot of championships underneath of his belt. The guy was the real deal. You know, granted, it wasn't kung fu, but the guy was awesome. I mean, so yeah, I got to go with that. And close runner-up has got to be Bruce Lee, the Big Boss. Just, you know, anything. So I love the older kung fu kind of martial arts movies. So it's just, you know, because those guys were legit. And Steven Seagal can go suck on a bag of riches as far as I care, because no.
Probably just sucks on a candy bar how fat that man has gotten. He makes me look skinny.
Well, Seagal did one good movie that I can think of, and I'm probably partial to it because it was just filmed like 2 hours away from me over in Kentucky. I was talking about Fire Down Below. It had a good story plot to it. I'm not a Seagal fan.
Yeah, that one wasn't bad.
I'm actually in that movie. Did you know that? I'm in the porta potty in the back when he's in the town. That's the best piece of crap they had on the TV.
Oh, God. I was in Jackson, Kentucky.
Cool. So, how about you, Mark?
Like I said, I like the old Bruce Lee stuff. Probably Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
The stuff that guy could do was just amazing. You know.
Yeah. Such great stuff.
He's not even human.
Exactly.
Even if they sped up the scenes, right? What he was doing was incredible. It's like, I just break something.
Oh, man.
Have you seen the footage? And I can't believe it's real, but of him playing ping pong with his nunchucks. You gotta look.
No.
You gotta look. That's like, I don't even know how it's possible.
I'll look that up.
It's amazing.
Wow.
It's hard to believe it's real, but I believe it is real.
Yeah.
It's old footage. Way before AI.
I don't think they had as much trickery in filming, back then as they do now. So it probably is real. So, Bub, I know you want to go last, so I'm going to go ahead and throw mine in. And a lot of great ones have been told already, but I was sitting here thinking, I was like, well, I picked out a couple that has not been told. Billy Jack, grew up watching Billy Jack. Me and my cousin, we were about the same age. We'd watch that movie and then just beat the fire out of each other, after we got through watching it, practicing, And then another one, somebody that I still like watching today, and maybe not as much as a lot of what everybody said's been like really good talent, some type of martial arts. But me and my wife, we enjoy watching Jackie Chan, and the comedy that comes along with it. We just always enjoy that. And we got Gizzard back. Hey, buddy, good to see you. We were talking about a favorite kung fu or karate style movie or shows, TV shows or something that you enjoyed.
Well, when I was growing up, I can remember watching that kung fu TV series with was David Carradine.
Yeah,
that's it. Knock him off the show again.
But I also own a couple of the Jackie Chan movies. What were those?
Oh man,
there you go. We had brought up Jackie Chan, so.
Mm-hmm.
But those were the ones that kind of ring a bell to me. I haven't seen. I know you're gonna say you haven't seen any of them. I haven't seen any of the Karate Kid movies.
You ain't missing.
Not my thing.
You can't. No, they suck.
Not my thing, but yeah, I can remember watching.
They're the Taylor Swift of kung fu movies.
that kung fu series that was on back in the 70s. That was just the weirdest show.
Yeah, it was.
And, you could actually compare Taylor Swift to Afghanistan. It looks bombed out and depleted.
Good night, Ron. We'll see you, buddy.
Sorry about being gone. I had to answer a nature call real quick. So
that's no problem. Info Bros comes in with Drunken Master.
All right.
And real quick, Bubba, I want to also say some of my favorite ones growing up come on late night TV, the one channel that come on after midnight. And they actually, I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure they call it Kung Fu Theater. And there were just several different little short ones. And I always enjoyed watching those. Of course, they were all voiceover, But I did get a kick out of some of those. So, Bubba, what you got, buddy?
So I want first of all, before I say this, because Info Bros just said my favorite kung fu movie, which is Jackie Chan. But if you haven't seen The Drunken Master of Jackie Chan, you need to watch that. It's going to be subbed or it's going to be dubbed over because it's all in Chinese. So it's not going to be in English whatsoever at all. But it is one of my favorite movies. But the one thing I wanted to say was Bruce Lee wasn't just absolutely insane speed-wise. He was insane power-wise. There is a clip of Bruce Lee punching the stop sign. All right? They had this stop sign-shaped thing up. And they asked him to punch, and they was going to record and see how fast he hit. He struck the stop sign 5 times in a half a second.
Wow.
Not only did he hit it 5 times in a half a second, he used enough force to dent every last one of his punches into that sign.
Wow.
Jet Li would not survive a fight with him Chuck Norris, I'm sorry, would not survive a fight with him. Jackie Chan might stumble backwards and flip backwards and like somehow survive. But none of them, nobody could compete with Bruce Lee.
Yep.
Nobody. Not somebody that can strike that fast, that hard. It's impossible.
Quite the legend, no doubt.
Mhm.
But yes, Drunken Master is my favorite kung fu movie. After that would have to be The Game of Death with Bruce Lee.
That was a good one too.
No Abbott and Costello kung fu
No,
movie?
no, Abbott and Costello did have a boxing movie though, so I mean that's kind of close. But yeah, Bruce Lee was something that should never have been a human. It was just that fast. He could have given a mantis shrimp a run for its money.
Yeah. The 1-inch punch.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he's the only one that actually could actually do the 1-inch punch and be actually real.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness. Well, man, what a great show tonight. I want to thank Mark from Shooting Target 7 for being on here tonight. Really appreciate you coming on. And
appreciate you having me.
Yeah, honestly. And so also to go back to Hasbro on his challenge, he will be giving away one of these targets from Seven Targets, Shooting Target 7 as a prize. And so you know, that's awesome, Hasbro, that you're doing that. And then
That's partially me, but mostly Mark. He's really jumping in and helping on this one. So
yes,
I appreciate that.
Appreciate you back. Thank you.
We're also going to give away one of these from Mark, right there, Home of the Brave LED sign. Now, sorry, this one stays with me, but I got this one to give away. So second place is going to get one of these. First place will get the KYL. Last place, they'll get the Daisy Red Ryder BB gun.
Awesome. Yeah,
and who knows? I might even throw some of the hanging targets in there I bought. I don't know. I've got a lot I got to set up yet. Mark, I have 3 boxes I haven't cut into yet from you. I got to get them outside and get them using.
Right?
Because he keeps throwing these sales up there, and it's like I can't resist.
Good deal. Glad to hear that.
Yeah, they probably just got your address wrote on the wall there in the shipping department.
Right next to
Brian and
ATF Hasbro.
I have another quick question for you since you're here. I know this would be smaller size, so it would be something that maybe you could run through a computer and come up with a deal. But do you do anything custom? Like if someone were to call in and say, I want this type of an image, could you, like I said, as long as it isn't giant, I would assume.
I could, but it gets expensive because the laser rate is so expensive. It's $350 an hour. So by the time I make a nest up and pull a sheet off and put a sheet up, we're already at like $60. It's just the way it is. I contract out the majority of my cutting now, and it's $350 an hour.
Wow.
Yep. It's a very fast laser. It's the best laser money can buy. It's a 30 kilowatt fiber laser. It's amazing. But that kind of power and speed costs money. So
That sounds odd.
Yeah, it's amazing. You should see it cut. There's a video of it on the site. But
yeah, those things are wicked.
For that reason, it's just not economical. I mean, if you wanted 10 of them, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Well, it's funny you say about power and speed costs money. That's what Bubba puts on his resume when he's looking for jobs.
I don't even tell them that. I just say, as long as you've got a working toilet, I'm there. It won't be working after I come there, but it as long as you got one.
Oh my goodness. Well, again, thank you so much for being here, Mark and Hasbro. Thank you so much for introducing Mark to us. And
yeah, thanks, Mark, for coming.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. And so once again, everybody, if you go over there and get something from Shooting Target 7, you can use the discount code HillbillyUp and get 15% off. And so save yourself a little bit of money. And with all the cool stuff over there between the lights and the targets and everything, it makes them, great Christmas gifts for either yourself or, a loved one. So make sure you go check that out. And I also want to thank the VIPs for sponsoring the giveaway. I really appreciate each and every one of them. And we've been running so late. Most usually we go through and see what everybody's got coming up. But I'll tell you guys, go check out each one of these people. Check out their channels. Always great stuff coming up between live streams and then just, great videos put out. So, please go over and check them out. Do yourself a favor, subscribe, and really appreciate you all so much for being here. And let's go ahead and end this thing. We'd like to leave you all with this. Remember, God, family, and country, and make somebody's day better, will you? And before I forget, don't forget, I almost forgot, we have DM Foss coming up later. So make sure you check out DM Foss's show. So, good Lord's willing, the creeks don't rise. We'll be seeing you all again. We love you, Hillbilly Nation. Everybody say goodbye.